the first principle here is how do you achieve differentiation? That's actually truth one in the book. You have to achieve differentiation. Okay. And one of them is by, modifying one of the 4 Ps, right? You got your 4 Ps. We've all heard of the 4 Ps. I'm not going to get totally academic here. Product, price, place, and promotion. Now, promotion is how you talk about your product, how you interact. Even place can be how you interact with your audience. So we said, look, offer online pricing.
Hey, it's the Profit Answer Man, Rocky Lalvani. If you're new to the podcast, check out my interview with Mike Michalowicz. It's episode number 2. If you want to hear about each chapter in the Profit First book, go back and listen to episodes 3 through 13. Episode 1 is the why and how. On the Profit Answer Man, we learn money mastery without all the complicated accounting mumbo-jumbo using a simple system. Your accountant is busy documenting your transactions and creating a rearview mirror of what happened. My guess is you don't even look at the reports they sent you. If you're like most business owners, you struggle with this, and it's not your fault. We aren't taught money in school, and accountants aren't taught how to be profitable. The Profit First system created by Mike Michalowicz works, and he certified me to help you implement the system in your business. Remember, the new equation is sales minus profit equals expenses. Let's face it, without cash flow, you can't pay your employees, buy needed materials, or pay your mortgage and support your family. I help you to do that and more, so you can focus on the parts of the business you love and receive the rewards for your labor and investment into your business. The stronger you are as a business owner, the more jobs you create, the better we are as a country. Small business owners are the backbone of America, and for that, you deserve to be well rewarded. Just remember, more revenue does not equal more profit. That's why we focus on the bottom line. Every month on the second Thursday, we've got a live Q&A to answer all your Profit First questions. There's a link in the show notes to sign up. I made it easier because the old system was too difficult. So check it out. Hope to chat with you and help you be more profitable. I can't stand wasted money on marketing. It is one of the areas that I constantly see business owners waste money. They want sales, they get hyped up, they go sign up with some marketing agency, and they don't get results. For me, that's like the sound of nails on a chalkboard. And I'm guessing for a lot of you, you might not even know what that sound is, but it's the sound of you wasting a ton of money. Today, we're going to talk again about successful marketing. How do you do this? How do you understand what your clients want? What's appropriate? How do we measure against it? How do we deliver campaigns and marketing that actually works? And how can you get better at measuring them? Our guest today is Mike Snyder. He is a retired Marine Corps lieutenant colonel, and he also served in the public affairs office in New York City, the Pentagon, and NORAD, and he led the media relations in the aftermath of 9/11. His book is The Great Marketing Lie, 6 Truths for Business Owners and C-Suiters. That's you. And he's going to help us understand what we're talking about. He runs his own agency, RaptorUSA. He's worked with hundreds of companies nationally, and he's also co-founder of RSM Marketing. And so they do your outbound marketing for you as well. Let's meet Mike and learn from him. Welcome to the Profit Answer Man, Mike Snyder. It's great to have you join us today.
Thanks, Rocky.
Can you share a little bit about yourself and your business?
Totally. I started out as U.S. Marine lieutenant, spent 24 years in the gun club, so to speak, on active duty and in the reserves, 24 years retired. Along the way, started a couple of businesses, worked at an ad agency, got into the marketing space, and currently own and run a 30-person marketing firm with clients all across the country. who are using us as their outsourced marketing department. That's kind of our position. Wrote a book, Great Marketing Lie. I hope we get to talk about some of the truths. There's 6 truths to that because, of course, working with a lot of your listeners over the years, it's frustrating. Marketing as a subject area can be very frustrating, and we're here to make it a little easier.
I just want to make it a little less expensive so we have a little bit more profit.
Totally. We can do that.
So let's start with the first truth or lie. Are UFOs real? And why would I ask you that?
Well, I can give you my personal answer or my Marine Corps answer. When I was the media officer at NORAD over 9/11, and NORAD is responsible, of course, for aerospace defense over North America. So in addition to answering all these questions globally as to why NORAD didn't shoot down the airliners on 9/11, I got all these calls from, UFO enthusiasts. Hey, was there a UFO over Los Angeles last night? Hey, was there a UFO over DC? And and I would pretty much say I can neither confirm nor deny the presence of UFOs. And I can't talk about Area 51. That's my official answer. But Rocky, what the heck? Yeah, absolutely. I believe in UFOs. I think the Pentagon has been doing a lot of work on this. It's been in the news lately. I think there's pictures, and we're going to see what that looks like someday.
Are they just earthbound UFOs or are they alien?
I'm just going to call them floating balloons right now, Rocky. They're just floating balloons.
So are
floating balloons floating through the sky.
Are you talking about China?
Well, yeah, that was a UFO for a while.
All right. So let's talk about marketing. Let's talk about your book and so forth. The name of the book is The Great Marketing Lie. And I'll be honest, when I talk with my clients, one of the biggest struggles we have is show me the return on your marketing. Show me how we know it's effective. Okay, you have 6 different things you do for marketing. You're on social media. You have TV commercials. You sent out postcards. You did this. Which one's driving revenue? And how do you know? Because they're like, well, they said they saw this and they saw a billboard, but they heard about this. How do you really know what works, what doesn't, and what's cost effective and what's just being wasted?
Okay. So first of all, I'm just going to reveal the riddle. What is the great marketing lie? And I don't like to give it out, but, in this case, it's very appropriate because you're talking about it. And, in my experience, not only, leading clients all over the country, but hey, got a master's degree in marketing. I taught in an MBA program. I taught the 800-page book. And frankly, I stopped teaching that 800-page book in the strategic marketing class because it was really hard. And it was, it was teaching HR managers and project managers. I wasn't teaching marketing people. And they were also intimidated by all that you had to do marketing, right? 800 pages worth. It was so hard. I distilled down some real world concepts and put it into this book ultimately. So the answer to the great marketing lie is we're taught as business owners and probably as a business class that marketing is really hard. And it's just not, Rocky. It's and what you're talking about is all that marketing stuff, we call it, right? All that marketing stuff is not marketing. It's actually a subset of marketing called marketing communications. Now, marketing communications, SEO and PPC and digital boards and videos and websites and trade show booths and all this stuff is really expensive, and that stuff is hard. Unless you have strategic marketing core principles in operation that make it easy and rewarding. And I'm kidding you not. I have seen it so many times when businesses grasp core idea in marketing, in the marketing realm, way up here, that doesn't cost anything, and they make millions out of it.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. All right. So the let me define marketing just really quickly. Let's free the mind so the butt can follow. Okay. So, there's all kinds of marketing definitions out there. There's a lot of thought leaders that like this one, the direction of this one. Marketing is the function in a business that identifies what a market will value that the company can provide at a profit to the shareholders. Dun, dun, dun. And I know you're a CFO, right? At a profit first. Okay, so it comes with the marketing concept, the core marketing concept. What is it that we're going to make, whether it's a product or a service or it's a nonprofit or it's a government? Everybody manufactures something, right? Even ideas, politicians, that will be valued A lot of times businesses run off and they start doing things, producing things, offering things that aren't highly valued. They might be valued as a commodity, priced as a commodity, in high competition with all the other commodity providers out there. And so, as a marketer, I believe in premium pricing, Rocky. I don't believe, unless you're, Aldi, your whole market position is as a discounter, and they do very well with it. But you said you wanted an example. I will give you an example. So we were working with this investor group, and they stood up a digital LED distribution company. So they sourced these big digital LED boards out of China. I went to China with them, met with the manufacturer, gave them the marketing plan pitch, and they got the rights to distribute that product. It was a value-added thing, so they added some software and whatnot. And we started launching this product in the United States. And then we told them something. We said, we've done our marketing research. And you have a market segment, right, that is talking to small business owners. And we've done our research, and none of your competitors offer online pricing. And we believe that these small business owners, after they work their tail off, 6 to 6, and they go home for dinner, they do their accounting at night, and around 11 o'clock to midnight, they finally get online and they're looking for, hey, how can digital signage possibly drive some profitability in my business? And they're disappointed because nobody offers online pricing. You have to submit a contact form, which we've all been trained to detest because nobody ever calls you back. And if they do call you back, you're running around selling, and so you never get your answer. You never buy an LED board. So we said offer online pricing. Now I want to. So the first principle here is, how do you achieve differentiation? That's actually truth one in the book. You have to achieve differentiation. Okay. And one of them is by, modifying one of the 4 Ps, right? You got your 4 Ps. We've all heard of the 4 Ps. I'm not going to get totally academic here. Product, price, place, and promotion. Now, promotion is how you talk about your product, how you interact. Even place can be how you interact with your audience. So we said, look, offer online pricing. Just create what we called a configurator. People put in some inputs and you kick out a price. And they were like, oh, no, we can't do that. Then the competition will know. And, we really believe something in marketing, which is if it's not their idea, they're not going to care. And we also learned through the research that people have your pricing anyway. As soon as you send a proposal somewhere, your competitors have it, okay? And so they said, well, and then we said, just run an experiment. And Rocky, this is a big, big, big point with your listening audience. You don't have to do it forever, but at least try it, right? Do it for a bit, run an experiment. So they said, okay, we'll do it. And so they created this online pricing engine on their website. And by golly, they started selling product. And they found out that the average person came back and bought 3 more times. And how much did it cost them, by the way, Rocky? I know you're talking about cost. It was all free.
I was going to say, whatever the cost of developing the pricing calculator.
Well, that was part of creating, a value-added product, really. When it came to the promotion part, we didn't do PPC. We didn't run ads. It was all search engine optimization, just a little bit of that, and folks would put in, get a price on an LED board, and they popped up because they were the only ones that had that. And that was about, oh my God, that was 13 years ago, and that is still a prominent feature right there on their homepage. It is a go-to-market strategy, okay? And so truth number 2, or actually truth number 3, is get a marketing strategy. And a marketing strategy is not PPC, it's not ads, it's not those are tactics. A marketing strategy is like online pricing. So in this example, the marketing strategy was online pricing. Now, a strategy cannot be longer than 3 words. We like 1 to 3 words for a marketing strategy. And right now, I challenge your listening audience, all these business owners, do you have a marketing strategy? Marketing strategy is not a sales team. A marketing strategy is not, it could be expanding your product or service offering, but in general, if you have a marketing strategy, you're going to know it.
Can you give me an example of a marketing strategy that's 3 words?
Yeah. Like this example I just told you about, this digital, LED board distributor, online pricing. That was a marketing strategy. We're going to win. A marketing strategy is what that is what achieves your goals. Okay. So their goal, and a goal is not, we don't like a dollar amount as a goal. We like a hill that we're going to take as a goal. Okay. So their goal was, we're going to penetrate the small business segment, right, in our product category. How are we going to do that? Online pricing. Because that's what the market wants, that the competition doesn't provide. And sure enough, they made millions in sales through that online pricing engine.
How did you figure out that that was a good strategy for them?
I know. Now that's the trick, isn't it? Now, listen, I want to talk about marketing science versus marketing art, because that's what you're talking about. I'm talking marketing science. A marketing strategy is science. We know that should scientifically guide, right? It's academic, guide the tactics. And by the way, so what happens is, I'll get back to your, the marketing art side. People run around without a marketing strategy. It's like taking two pistols out filled with $100 bills, just blowing them, shooting them in the air, hoping you hit something.
That happens all the time.
Because they're not aiming at a target. You know that. Now, when you have a marketing strategy and you know what you're doing, now you can channel your spend if you want any spend. And a lot of times with great marketing strategies, you don't even need to spend. And I'll give you another one or even two examples. Okay. So, but what happens though is, business owner says, and by the way, the business owner is ultimately responsible for marketing. Bad news, business owner. One more thing you got to own. Do not delegate it to a marketing manager, a marketing director, a marketing coordinator. They don't know marketing. They maybe know graphic design. They probably don't even know marketing communications. Believe you me. Okay. So, really the responsibility for marketing, which is the concept, the value added concept of the business. What can we do to add more value to get from 2x to 10x, which is, right behind you. And it's actually in my book. That's what we're talking about, is how do we get farther and farther and farther away from our competition in the grind, right? So they know they need a marketing strategy, let's say. But now it comes to the marketing art side. Okay, now you got to get creative with it. What is it that we're going to do that is going to become one of our top 3 marketing strategies? And I don't recommend that companies have more than 3, because God knows one is difficult enough, let alone 10. And then there's going to be dilution, and also you're going to piss off the CFO. How can we afford to do all this stuff? Okay. So that's where we come in, as this is all we do. So all I do is talk to business owners about, hey, let's get you a marketing strategy. Let's achieve some differentiation. They go, how? So we go through a few exercises. And you know what? In the book, there's actually a number of tools. This is what I love. It's not hard. It's not magic. You just need the right tool. You know what I mean? So there's a number of models in the book, that business owners can use with their management teams to run through and get to the marketing art magic. And so in the example I gave you, it's like, okay, the sales manager says, I've been talking to these small business people and they just never have time to go look for a quote. They're looking for online pricing. So the magic is somebody has to have a good ear, especially when somebody is saying, hey, I talked to our prospects or I talked to our customers and this is what they want. This is what they want. Give them what they want. Because the cheater tool to marketing strategy is one word: easier. So the question is, so how do you get to marketing strategy? The question is, how do I make something easier for my market, for my customers, for my prospects? And this digital LED company said, well, easier is online pricing. And the market clapped and rewarded them with millions of dollars of sales. Now, they still had a sales force and they still did trade shows, right? But that was one of their great marketing strategies. Another marketing strategy that worked was we worked with Cargill Turkey, big company on a couple of their turkey brands. This was a honeysuckle white brand of turkey products. By the way, you have to say it that way. I love that, right? Honeysuckle white brand of turkey products. Thank you, Cargill and honeysuckle white. Love you. And we convinced them to change one of their P's, promotion. See, when you change promotion, it's literally free. You don't have to alter the product. You don't have to change your price. You don't have to expand into Australia place, right? It's how, if you change the way you talk about something. And so we started working with them, and they had talked about turkey like the rest of the category, proteins category, pork, chicken, beef. Oh, turkey, taste. Taste was their brand strategy. And we said, stop talking that way because turkey doesn't taste good, actually. People don't know how to cook it and it's dry. They buy it for one primary reason. It's the great product attribute that you have, which is you're healthy. So change your brand strategy to health, and then embrace a marketing strategy, the overlay of health audiences, reaching out to audiences that have health in mind. And so we had a big fight because they didn't like it. So we had to go to corporate and kneel down and say, oh, almighty corporate, run an experiment. And they said, fine, we're not going to like it, just like the other client. See, here's the deal. If you find yourself saying, fine, I don't like it, but I'll try it, then you know what? You're risking something, Rocky. You've got courage, and you're doing something that's uncomfortable, and that's good. Because in order to cross the ocean, you got to lose sight of the shore, right? High school graduation card for my grandfather. So we embarked. We ran an experiment in 1 quarter, and health, and we reached out to nutritionists, and we reached out to fitness, trainers. We reached out to the diabetic community, and the results are, Mr. CFO, the category lift for turkey nationally in that quarter was 8%, meaning that category grew 8%. However, our clients' turkey sales grew 28%, 20 points more than the category, the turkey category. And they attributed that to marketing. And all we did was start talking about the product differently.
It reminds me of this quote from Howard Aiken. Don't worry about people stealing your ideas. If your ideas are any good, you'll have to ram them down people's throats.
Totally. And that's actually so true. And so, truth number 6, we're skipping ahead in the book, but that is, look, truth number 6 is stick to it. And that is, I'm telling you, we have seen clients who don't have the courage to do what we're recommending here. Embrace a marketing strategy, achieve differentiation, do something incredibly different. They don't have the courage. And so what happens then is they rely on what you're talking about. There's no marketing strategy. There's no brand strategy. There's no differentiation. So they just take out their pistols, their ads, right? And they start blowing money into the sky. And guess what? The needle doesn't move because the market won't be fooled. This is like going to France and saying, oh, just talk louder, right? And somehow they'll understand you. You don't speak French, and the French look at you and say, why are you shouting at me? I don't understand it just because you're shouting louder. And so that's what happens. These brands, these companies, they start shouting louder through marketing spend, but they're not saying anything that actually means anything, right? Family owned since 1978, right? Companies got it all over their trucks. Or you know what? We're all about quality. Well, okay. Well, these are big concepts nobody cares about. Quality. What does that really mean? Break it down. How about our product lasts 10 times longer? Or how about this? Here's another example. We worked with a manufacturing company. We didn't even do anything. We were there and we helped them actually communicate. I'll never forget this CEO. He was so enlightened. This was about a $200 million manufacturing company, and they produced fuel pumps. They're one of the national leaders in the fuel pump category right here in Wichita, Kansas, and we worked with them. We did a bunch of great work for them. But I saw the CEO stand up one day and he goes, hey, so our fuel pump comes with an electrical cord that is not pre-wired. Can it be pre-wired? And, one of the engineers stood up and said, well, I forget which agency, regulates electrical wiring and products. But he said, no, that agency wouldn't let us do it. And so the CEO says, well, has anybody talked to that agency recently? And they all looked at each other because, this is like a 50-year-old business. So they were thinking, hell no, it's been 20 years. So he says, hey, Mr. Engineer, just go out there and call them real quickly and ask them if we can pre-wire our pumps, And he came back 20 minutes later and said, yeah, they got no problem with it. And so they started wiring the electrical cord into the pump, and sales took off, returns came down, prices went up because that's what the market wanted. They didn't want to wire their own fuel transfer pump, right? And so that's a product. They modified the product, and it didn't even really cost them a lot, and it made them a lot of money.
And I think that's the hard part is figuring out what your clients want and learning to listen and talking to them. I think it's one of the things that probably just doesn't get done enough. And I don't know why that is.
So their marketing strategy became pre-wired pumps. Again, 3 words, or even hyphenated 2 words. And so what that means is if you're focused on pre-wired pumps when no one else does it, that drives your marketing communications. Hey, oil field services company, we got pre-wired pumps. It'll save you time and money and having to return a product because your team didn't install it properly, blew your pump, whatever. And so it resonates. That makes sense to an audience, and they'll pay a slight premium for that. And as a CFO, you know that if they can make $1 more per unit sold, it drops straight to the profit line, right? Now they're getting a 5% or 10% boost in product and profitability, or even more. And this is marketing. This is at the core of marketing. How do you make it easier? Pre-wire the damn pump. It's a marketing strategy. It drives all your communications. And there's more examples with that company. They were so enlightened because of this CEO who was enlightened.
Well, and that's the thing. People don't ask questions. They don't challenge, and they don't figure out, yes, no, maybe so, and what can we do about it?
It was amazing. We were in the meeting. It says, go out and make the phone call right now. To your point, Rocky, he didn't say, well, someday we'll make this phone call. He took action and said, do this right now.
And that is very true. It's one of the biggest struggles we have with Profit First is people don't take action. We've made it easier for them, but it is a big, big problem. It's human nature, I guess.
Now, I want to be really over the top. I want to go Marine Corps on you and the audience here, okay? I want to go Marine Corps. And that is, you're going to have to break some skulls. If you're really going to do something radical, then you're going to have, and right now it's like we're all Renaissance leaders. Oh, I'm a servant leader, and I am a servant leader. But when we told our company, we were an ad agency back 13 years ago, and we said, nope, we're not an ad agency anymore. We are now going to reposition ourselves right out of the book. And our marketing strategy is called Outsourced Marketing Department. And we're not going to be about design anymore. We're going to be about business case sense. And we're going to talk business case. And we're going to look business case. We had graphic designers who up and quit. And we said, there's the door. And other people argued with us. And we said, there's the door. Okay? Because we believe so much in this. And we're not going to dilute it. We're not going to compromise the idea. Guess what? My house is mortgaged. Your house isn't mortgaged, and it's my company, and we're going to change the position and the way that we talk about this company and its services. And we were just a little Wichita firm back then, and now we serve clients nationally because we gave the market what they wanted. And guess what? There's hardly anybody who talks that way in our category. But what I'm saying is you're going to have to break some skulls, perhaps even fire somebody, watch people quit, maybe reconstitute the management team, Rocky, to get to that 10X, dude.
And so changing the category you belong to puts you in a blue ocean versus a red ocean. And it allows you to get pricing power?
Well, now you're not even changing the category. Okay, you're still in the same category like marketing services. But, the way that you're talking about yourself. So when we did that, when we changed from just an ad agency, we changed everything. We changed our product, we changed our price, we changed, our place, and even how we talked about it. We changed all 4 Ps, which is pretty radical, and so we did. So what does that mean? We did product bundling. We did subscription pricing, right? We changed. We're now a national firm. We're not just in Wichita, Kansas, because we don't have to be here for this. And we changed the way we talked about it, and it worked. And then we also had a really great marketing strategy, frankly, that led into getting prospects national, which was unrelated to this repositioning. So repositioning is part of differentiation, right? Getting a marketing strategy and making it easier. So look, this whole marketing strategy of providing an outsourced marketing department was to make it easier for business owners. And we stumbled upon it. How did we stumble upon it? We listened. So, when we started our company, we started having business owners come in saying, hey, we need marketing after the Great Recession. We think we need some marketing. And we realized after a few of these conversations, we said, we need to hire a marketing director. And when you hire a marketing director, then they'll need an ad agency. We'll work with them. Let us know when you hire a marketing director. We realized they don't want to hire a marketing director. They want us to be the marketing director. And that's very unusual. So the next meeting we had, we said, don't hire a marketing director. We'll provide you a fractional marketing director and all the services you need on one flat price. And they looked at each other and we started calling it one and done. And how many of your listeners want these one and done meetings? The two partners, Harry and Bob, they take a look at each other and they go, well, this sounds really awesome. How much does that cost? And basically, we found out that they were willing to spend about 75% of the cost of a marketing director. They were willing to give us that money. And that revelation drove our price point and took us national.
And also in doing that, I think you have the ability to pick up economies of scale on your side. Because if I'm a marketing director in a small business, I'm probably not spending most of my time in my highest and best use. I'm doing a whole bunch of things that technically someone else probably could do.
At a fraction of the cost. Absolutely. Especially now, think about it, right? So a lot of companies have like a graphic designer, maybe a copywriter, maybe they've got an SEO person. Well, now you're talking 250 and maybe 300 in load when you plus it up. And we can, you can outsource that. Just like, hey, I don't do my accounting. I don't do my payroll. I outsource all that. I don't have an HR manager. I outsource that because it's smart, And so outsourcing marketing, but you got to get I'm not even saying we're the company. I'm not trying to sell anything here. I'm just saying, because now the leader has to manage those people, and it's a distraction because it really doesn't add value.
And that's the hard part, managing people. It's one more thing to do, one more thing you've got to pay attention to, and that makes it harder.
It does.
So what else should we cover that we haven't gotten to yet? Or did you cover all of your secrets?
No. Oh my gosh, it's I want to talk about one. It's in the book, it's called How to Make Choosing Easier. In my life as a marketing leader, I read books like you read books, and I listen to TED Talks, and I watch videos, Peter Thiel, order of magnitude better, which is just the same as that 10x is easier than 2x. He says, why would you start a company and compete, spending all of your profits on advertising and marketing, right? No. Get into blue ocean, man. Start talking and being something that is different, far different than what is today at 10x. So get out there, right? Well, there's another model, and we like what we call mental models. And if you don't have a mental model, then you don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, Marines are big on mental models, right? Fundamentals of the offense, the 10 leadership principles. It's like, okay, if I say 10 leadership principles, the Marines go da 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 da, right? And so what happens is a picture is worth 1,000 words. And so Sheena Iyengar, did a wonderful TED Talk on how to make choosing easier. She called her model the 4 C's. And so, in our company, when I say the 4 C's, there's a chant, right? Cut, categorize, concretize, condition for complexity. And that's how we do a lot of our marketing. And so I would say, get a mental model. That's one of the things I would challenge. And that is, do things in your company based on a model that never changes. And so here, with the 4 C's, how to make choosing easier, I'll keep it in the marketing space. I want to talk about one word, concretization. And so what she means by this, and it changes everything. Stop saying you have a quality product and start making it visual. So we do this a lot with manufacturing clients, and so in one case, this one manufacturing company, they made custom drill bits, and they said you get it fast, and we said concretize that, make it visual. And so, I'm talking to the CEO and he's laughing. Oh my gosh, what do you mean make it visual? I mean, clients get their custom drill bits in 3 to 4 days, not 3 to 4 weeks. I went, bingo, here's the marketing art side. I'm listening. That's your new tagline. That's your concretization. 3 to 4 days, not 3 to 4 weeks. Now I get it. Now if I'm the ops manager, right, trying to make something in my assembly line, I need something now. Not in 3 to 4 weeks. I'll pay a premium price to get it because when the line's down, I'm losing big money. And so concretization is taking an abstract concept like quality, or fast, and making it concrete. So just think about that.
And I find most of what business owners talk about that are their unique strengths, if you ask them, so what, it's pretty boring. Like, we make quality products. Oh, so your competitor makes crappy products? Like, is that what they're advertising? And That's the reality of it. I think too often and that's the other thing I struggle with is a lot of times the business owner doesn't even know why the client's buying from them. They haven't had that conversation.
Rocky, I had that conversation in Atlanta with a $1 billion company, and the CEO actually, and I traveled. I don't even know why they were using us. I mean, they're a big company. We were a small company, but we were doing some work. They were based out of Wichita. They got acquired. And so I traveled to Atlanta, and this CEO of this $1 billion company said, "We don't know why people buy from us, and we're not even sure what category we're in. Help." I'm blown away. Like, how can we possibly solve that for you? But as marketers, you just tend, as strategic marketers, and I got gray hair. I'm not 25. Okay, now maybe there's some brilliant 25, strategic marketers out there like Seth Godin when he was young. But, you learn this by doing it dozens and hundreds of times. And so I can now listen, and there's any number of marketing consultants out there who can do the same thing, I hope, and, get somewhere very fast. He paid us $20,000, to answer the questions for him, and we did, and they adopted those answers, and off to the races they went again.
I like it. If people would like to learn more about your agency, and it's probably not even an agency, right? Is that the right word?
It's a digital marketing firm with a whole lot of strategic, icing on top, which is unusual, and a fractional marketing director if you want that too. They can go to rsm.marketing. They can also download for free the first few chapters of our book, The Great Marketing Lie. It's also available on Amazon. And look, it was written. This whole book was written to be an application, a strategic marketing application cheater book for business owners. And so it's not what I would call, it's not going to tickle your ear. It's like, here's the model, go do it right now with your management team and get somewhere now. But, you're going to have to fumble fart your way forward a little bit. You're going to make some mistakes, and so stick to it. So that's the encouragement that I have for the audience. We're all exposed. See, we all know marketing, because I have a belief, which is everything is marketing and marketing is everything. If you look around like you're doing, you got headphones, you got your microphone, you got your chair. Everything was bought. Everything was made to provide a value. So we're surrounded. We go to the store, we'll onto Amazon, buy our stuff. And so we're making marketing related decisions as to what has value for us. Just turn it around. How are people thinking about your service, your product, your business, right? At a strategic marketing level. So we all understand that marketing is everything and everything is marketing. Give ourselves a bit more, have some more self-confidence in stepping off and doing the right thing.
I like it. And we will make sure to put that in the show notes. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Awesome, Rocky. The time goes fast. Enjoyed it.
Mike shared a lot of great examples and strategies that show that effective marketing doesn't have to be complicated. Focus on understanding your customers. Make sure you're priced appropriately and profitably. Get the marketing fundamentals down, and then you can drive growth and boost revenue. Don't get caught up in all the hype and the lies in marketing. Take Mike's advice, develop clear, focused campaigns that speak to your client's deepest needs. Making small adjustments can yield big returns if executed well. The headline alone is where you should be paying most attention. I hope you get results from this. Just pick one strategy and implement it this week. Track the results and then just keep fine-tuning. That's the way this works. Consistent, continuous efforts. And at the end of the day, we want you to be more profitable and take your business to the next level. Remember, you don't need more resources. You need to be more resourceful with your marketing. Remember to focus on the bottom line.
If you'd like for us to be a part of your profitability journey, we have different programs available ranging from do-it-yourself to one-on-one coaching. Our course, The Profit Blueprint, teaches you everything you need to know to transform your profitability. There are 3 different tiers ranging from DIY to done with you so that businesses of all sizes can get the support that's best. Join the waitlist in the show notes to get more information and be a part of the next cohort. If you want a done-for-you service, You can hire us as your Chief Profitability Officers. We only work with a handful of clients, so they all get our full attention. We work with business owners who have or are growing to $500,000 to $10 million in revenue. You can use the scheduling link in the show notes to get on our calendar for a good fit conversation to see if we're the right people to support you and how we can help you.
This episode of the Profit Answer Man podcast is brought to you by SMBpodcastnetwork.com. The network is a collection of podcasts and shows from around the internet which focus on bringing you interviews with amazing guests who share actionable advice, ideas, and information for small and medium-sized business owners and entrepreneurs. Visit www.smbpodcastnetwork.com to find more great shows and easily subscribe to be notified of new episodes. It's a great way to discover quality content. If you've discovered us via the network, then I hope you enjoy today's show and will consider subscribing directly so you never miss our episodes. Remember to check out my other podcast, Richer Soul, where we talk about how to live the ultimate life and be the best business owner you can be. As we close out, let's repeat the mantra. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is king. Have an abundant and profitable week.